Hey, how are you? My name is Ben, and I'm a movie buff. Today we're talking about the best movies I watched in the year 2017. So I don't know about you guys, but I have a pretty lengthy watch list of movies that I've been trying to see. And in the year 2017, I managed to cross off a whole bunch of movies from my watch list. There were some really great ones that I saw, and I thought it'd be really cool to make a top 10 list to share with you guys in hopes that you guys might watch these movies like I did. So, let's get this show on the road, first with some honorable mentions. Star Wars The Last Jedi, Split, Spider-Man Homecoming, Blade Runner 2049, and Arrival. Coming in at number 10 is The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. This is a French musical from 1964 about this girl who works in an umbrella shop, a guy who works in an auto shop. They meet each other, they fall in love, but he has to go off and fight in a war, and she's left all by herself. And she's wondering, do I wait for this guy, or is this guy going to come back? Is he still going to love me? And that's the basic premise right there. This is a really great movie. This movie has lots of great music. Every word of dialogue is sung in this movie. It's so beautiful to look at. It's very colorful. And there's a love theme. There's one theme that's recurring in the movie. And it's so great. I could listen to it time and time again. And it's absolutely worth watching. Coming in at number 9 is Hell or High Water. The story is about these two bank-robbing brothers and the two sheriffs that are pursuing them. This movie's really great. The writing's really good. The performances are really good. I kind of like the parallel between you have these two brothers on one side of the law and the sheriffs on the other side of the law, and we kind of see in certain ways how they both kind of relate, even though they're both doing different things. And the last scene, I won't spoil what happens, but I was on the edge of my seat. It is so great to watch. Coming in at number 8 is A Cure for Wellness. So this is a movie that came out, I think, in February, earlier this year, and it's about this young guy who works for this company, and he has to go get one of his coworkers back from this rehabilitation center in the Swiss Alps. And from there, we know things aren't going to go well. It's not going to be as easy as he thinks. This is one of the movies earlier this year that did not do financially or critically well. But after I finished watching this movie, I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was so great to watch. There's some scenes that are definitely can really get under your skin that are kind of gross. But for the most part, it's such an interesting mystery, kind of watching things unravel. There's such a great atmosphere as well. I love the way it sounds. I love the way it looks. I love the performances. So if you guys haven't seen it, and I understand you might not have seen it because you haven't heard great things about it, but for all you horror fans out there, you definitely have to check out A Cure for Wellness. Coming in at number 7 is The Hunt, which stars Mads Mikkelsen, who there's a pretty good chance you've seen in a few movies before. He plays this guy who's accused of pedophilia, and we know from the beginning that he didn't do it, that he's innocent, but all the other people that live in the town with him don't think that way, and we watch as his life gets worse and worse. The movie's really great. It's got a great performance from Mads Mikkelsen. The movie is very frustrating to watch, but it's a very good, thought-provoking movie that gives you a lot of food for thought, and it kind of makes you wonder, would I be acting like the characters in the movie, or would I be doing something different? Would I be more understanding or more forgiving? Coming in at number 6 is Your Name. So here's an anime movie that takes a very generic plot, like two Asian teenagers swapping bodies and having to learn how to work in the other person's body. But this film soars. It is so incredible, so unbelievable, the stuff that they came up with to make this movie very interesting and unique and entertaining and funny. We've seen movies like this before, the classic Freaky Friday conundrum where people exchange bodies and they freak out and have to figure out how to make things work. But this movie is such a breath of fresh air because while it kind of plays with that for a bit, it also takes it in a direction that you wouldn't expect. And like some of the other movies earlier on this list, the last scene, the last few minutes of this movie, once again, I was on the edge of my seat, and I was so satisfied with the way it ended. It's a very good movie. I know some of you out there might not be crazy about anime, but trust me, give this movie a watch. You won't be sorry. Coming in at number 5 is Edgar Wright's Baby Driver. So this is a movie that came out earlier this year, and it's great. I had such a great time with this movie. It's so enjoyable. It's so stylish. I love the opening action scene. Like, it just, wow. Like, the movie felt alive. The movie felt like it had a pulse, and it really made it enjoyable to watch. The kind of cool thing about this movie is that it's an action musical. Like, it's not a musical in the sense that there are musical numbers of people expressing their feelings through song and dance, but music plays a very important part, and so does the action. So it's kind of an action musical, and in that way it's very unique. It has a lot of heart, so if you haven't seen Baby Driver, after this video, you should watch Baby Driver. Coming in at number 4 is Silence by Martin Scorsese. Now, as we know, Martin Scorsese really likes his gangster movies, but he kind of changes gears here to do a religious film in the form of Silence. And all I'll say about it is that you have Adam Driver and Andrew Garfield, who play these two priests who go into Japan to try and find their fellow priest, played by Liam Neeson, who has gone missing. They don't know where he is, so they try to find him, despite the fact that Christianity is basically outlawed in Japan. This movie, once again, kind of like The Hunt, was really great in the sense that it was very thought-provoking. At the end of the movie, they don't have a clear, like, here's what's right, here's what's wrong. There's a lot to think about, a lot of questions that kind of run through your head while you watch the movie. And also, like The Hunt, it's also very frustrating to watch, but there are some great performances, a really good story, and like it's long, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes, but I found myself riveted the whole time while I was watching this movie. Coming in at number 3 is War for the Planet of the Apes. Back in 2011, I saw Rise, which I thought was good. I liked it. Then in 2014, I saw Dawn, and I liked it more than Rise. I thought it was even better. And now War comes along, and War is better than Dawn. War for the Planet of the Apes is the best installment in the trilogy. The best compliment I can give the movie is that even though it's a fictional setting with CGI monkeys and the apocalypse and kind of a dystopian setting and whatnot, it feels so real, it feels genuine, and it's so serious and riveting to watch. Even though they're CGI monkeys, you still care about their safety, you care and you hope that they can make it to the end of the movie, that your favorite ones don't die. It was really great to watch. I had such a fantastic time watching this movie, and it was way better than I was expecting. Coming in at number 2 is a movie called Quiz Show. Quiz Show comes from 1994 and was directed by Robert Redford. The way I heard about this movie was from a list online of the 100 most underrated movies of all time. And guess which movie was number 1? Quiz Show. It's about these two contestants that are on this game show called 21 Questions back in the late 50s, early 60s. And while things seem genuine about the show, it turns out that there's actually a lot of fixing and correcting going on behind the scenes in order for the producers to make sure that the show is going the way they want it to. And it's really enjoyable. It's so engaging to watch, and I can totally understand why people think it's as good as it is. And if you guys haven't seen it, you should absolutely check it out. And my number 1 movie is La La Land. I freaking love this movie. I really don't know where to begin. There's so many great things about it, but I guess one of the things that stands out to me the most is that the movie is so entertaining with its blend of old versus new, but it's also very moving as well. This kind of subject of following your dreams and what should you be willing to sacrifice in order to follow those dreams? How important are your dreams compared to other things that you need to do in your life? The last 10 minutes of the movie, it's amazing. It's such a fantastic movie. And I guess another really great compliment I can give La La Land is that it's a movie that when I watch it, I think to myself, that right there, that is movie magic. When I think about what movie magic is, like if someone was asking me to define movie magic, I'd say, well, if you're looking for movie magic, Lord of the Rings, that's movie magic. The original Star Wars trilogy, that's movie magic. Toy Story, E.T., Jurassic Park, those movies, they're so magical in the way that they're done. And La La Land gets added into that group as well. There's my top 10 list, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. A few months ago, I was looking at a list of the most underrated movies of all time. And guess which movie?